What's going on YouTube? It's Mike here, and today guys, in this video, I have some pretty good news. Apple just announced that the official announcement of the iPad 3, or at least that's what we think it is going to be next Wednesday, March 7th. So as you can see from the picture here, here's the photo of the invitation, and yeah, you see that basically we have kind of like an iPad looking type of design, but I actually think that it is the iPad 3 or 2S, whatever you want to call it, because there are some things that are missing or that are different. First of all, you'll notice that the iPad is possibly in landscape mode or it could be in portrait mode, but as you notice on the black bottom part, there is no physical home button. So this is a little bit weird, and then also if you look really closely, there are no visible pixels shown on the iPad itself. So I think that this new iPad is going to have a Retina display and possibly a capacitive home button or no home button at all, and you just use the multitasking gestures to swipe through whatever you want and so on. So the official announcement that Apple has set out is March 7th, 2012. It's at 10 a.m. In California time, Los Angeles time, that's where it takes place. But if you are in the New York area where I am, it's going to be at 1 p.m. EST. That's usually how the Apple announcements go. So when I hear 10 a.m. from Apple, I just think, okay, 1 p.m. So I'll be in school on Wednesday, but right after school, I'll come home and give live coverage on, or not live coverage, full coverage on everything that we saw. And I'll show you pictures you guys will be able to see. Now, aside from the iPad 3, I also think that Apple's going to unleash, finally, iOS 5.1. Here you can see the picture here, iOS 5.1. And basically this is the new operating system that's most likely going to be for the iPad 3, the new iPad 3 software with the Retina icons, and so on. And so 5.1 will have the new software, and that'll also be available for the iPhone and the iPod Touch, as well as some older iPads. So that should come out or be announced next week and should come out on the same day of the announcement. And then I also think that the Apple TV, or I think Apple's going to do something with this Apple TV iTV idea with the announcement next week, so we'll just have to wait and see. Now, in terms of features for this new iPad 3, I do think that there's going to be a lot of cool things to it. First of all, I think that there's going to be a rear 1080p 8-megapixel camera, just like we got on the iPhone 4S, and I think that this camera is going to be good for a tablet because on the iPad 2, the camera just flat out sucks. If you want to see my overview of the iPad 3 rumors, there should be a link in the description that you can click, or an annotation, an invisible annotation here that you could just click the screen and get to my overview. So you could just click that here. So along with that 1080p 8-megapixel camera, again, the Retina display, the capacitive home button, I also think that Apple's going to throw Siri on this device. It's a possibility. I don't really know. I think having the personal assistant on the iPad would actually be very helpful, but with the fact that it's still in beta stages on the 4S, I don't know if it's going to be coming. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Maybe Apple even announce it for the iPod Touch as well. And then, of course, we'll get new processors. I've heard a lot about this A5X stuff, but I think we're just going to get a new A6 chip. And then in terms of the design, I don't think there's going to be a new design. Honestly, I don't know if Apple can call this the iPad 3 unless there's things that are like the new camera and Siri and the capacitive home button. But as we saw, and I'll show you the picture again here from the invitation, the rim on the iPad actually looks a little different. Instead of it being silver, it looks a little black. Now, could this mean something new for the aluminum body? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's a different type of aluminum this time. However, if Apple eliminated this aluminum, I think it would be bad because you have it with the Apple TV remote and you have it with a bunch of other Apple products, and the aluminum actually holds up pretty well for the iPad, and it's great for a tablet because you got a great feel to it in your hands. But maybe they toned down the color of the aluminum a bit, or maybe there's a whole new backing. We'll just have to wait and see. Although I would hate if they made it like that iPod Touch class, because it would just scratch so easily. So as for the iPad 3, I may or may not go pick one up. If I do, I'd have to sell my old iPad 2 because I'd need the money for it somewhere. But if the announcement actually has enough features to the iPad 3, I think it's going to push a lot of people to go out and get it. And for example, if the 4S didn't have Siri, people wouldn't go out and buy it just to get a better processor and a better camera. So if there's enough new features introduced, like the Retina display, the better cameras, the capacitive home button, and so on, that'll be a reason for me to sell my iPad 2 and go out and get the iPad 3. I don't really know yet. It's a maybe or maybe not at this point. Of course, when it does come out, though, I'll give you full coverage on everything you need to know. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave some comments below on your thoughts. Of course, rate, give this video a thumbs up, and click the subscribe button up top. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.